Sherlock Holmes and its sequel were probably the first Guy Ritchie movies I've ever seen, and since those two films, I've been a big fan of his work. For the most part, his movies were a hit. The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Gentleman, and all his other old stuff like Snatch, Two Smoking Barrels, etc. And then he made Aladdin.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
But the man is back with his old pal Jason Statham in the action crime thriller Wrath of Man. Wrath of Man tells a story about Jason Statham's character as he finds the men who killed his son, which we see in the trailer. It's no dead giveaway that's the story, but it's a little more complicated than that. And I'm gonna say this right now, you should just watch it. The movie excels at storytelling and it has some of the best dialogue I've heard in a long time. It tells us enough about our characters and what we need to know. The movie is about 2 hours long, but while feeling like 2 hours long, it felt like that in a nice way. It felt like I was getting a nice, complete story. Yeah, you could have cut out maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but it would have hardly made a difference. For being a very simple, down-to-earth story with no big superheroes, no big monsters throwing each other in the buildings, the cinematography is very creative, and so is the editing. The story cuts back and forth between timelines, but it's done with finesse and care. It makes sure said scenes have a beginning, middle, and an end before it time jumps. It also helps that the movie is separated into chapters like the Snyder Cut. Jason Statham plays his role. As expected, he's got a tough British voice. I haven't seen him play a serious role in a long time. He does play a more quiet person rather than his over-the-top characters he's been playing fairly recently.
I've swallowed enough microchips and shit them back out again to make a computer. This arm has been ripped off completely and reattached with this fucking arm. During the threat of an assassination attempt, I appeared convincingly in front of Congress as Barack Obama. I watched the couple that raised me explode in a van. I watched the woman I love get tossed from a plane and hit by another plane mid-air.
Where's that smile? There it is.
You're gonna shoot a baby? You sick bastard.
Speaking of seriousness, this is a more mature-ish Guy Ritchie film. His previous movies are, mature, but the way they're filmed and the way they're edited, they're meant to be much more lighthearted, like a Tarantino movie. Dark, but can make you chuckle. Yeah, there's some of his infamous quips and that quick cut editing that gets small chuckles out of me every now and then, but overall it's a very serious movie as it goes on. In terms of action, the movie is fairly light on action. It's not to say there's no action scenes, rather than a couple of action scenes, but they're very extended. Statham kicks ass as always, and it's cool seeing Josh Hartnett back after not seeing him in anything. Scott Eastwood plays a good kind of character. No, he doesn't do much. And Jeffrey Donovan, the man from Burn Notice, Michael Western himself, is in here. I love seeing him. He's got such a charismatic appearance. There's definitely some who may have watched the trailer and may have thought this would have been a very straightforward action movie like The Transporter. This isn't that. This is more of a crime thriller, classic-ish Guy Ritchie, Tarantino style movie. If you know your movies, if you know Guy Ritchie crime, then you will like Wrath of Man.
And I do bear a grudge.